Over the years, I've seen and treated many ingrown toenails, and the age group that leads the league by far in having this issue are teenagers. Check this out.
All right, so our friend's had this ingrown toenail now for about 5 months. We can see, Carla, how much more it's swollen over here than it is over there. Mm-hmm. And again, like what we see in a lot of teenagers, is that, especially teenagers that are trimming their own toenails, because his toenail's too short. This is way too short. This toenail should be about out to here. But he trimmed it way too short. And what happens when you trim your toenails too short, you can leave a piece that as the nail grows out in the weeks after trimming your toenails, it digs into the skin here like it has here. And when it digs into the skin here, it can cause a break in the skin. That break in the skin lets bacteria in, cause a little local infection. And bam, here we go. We see all what we have here. We have the swelling here. We have this inflammation of the skin. We have this little bit of drainage here, a little pus there. And actually, you can see here, if you look real close, where the nail is actually kind of cracked. Yeah. All right, so he's been doing it wrong. And part of the education to make sure it doesn't happen again is teaching patients how to cut their nails. Be sure that they let the nails grow out long enough. And as they trim the nails, do not chase the nail around the corner. So when the nail is chased around the corner, like in this case, is the piece that you miss because it's underneath the skin. You can't get it, you can't see it. Right? If you can't see it, you can't clip it, right? So that brings us here to today. And so he's already had his anesthesia injected into his big toe. How are we feeling up there? Okay?
No? ¿No sientes?
No?
No, nothing.
Okay, good. Excellent medicine. So the first thing we're going to do is to loosen the nail from the underlying skin. All right? Start at the base of the nail in the corner and just push the cuticle. Get under the cuticle. You can see I'm pretty free back in here. All right, see how easily it moves now? That means I've freed it up here. So now we got to do the side. We're coming to the end. All right? Now we see here, we get down to the nitty gritty. We get under the nail and loosen the nail from its attachments to the nail bed. And as I'm pushing inward, I'm lifting up because I don't want to dig into the skin underneath. All right, that's why you can see the instrument in the nail. Now I'm loose. Okay? Now it's loose. Now, what we do is we show where the problem is. See that? All that nail he missed. That's the problem. All that is missed nail. And as the nail grows in, the weeks after he trimmed it, we end up with the situation we have now. Okay? And so what we're going to do is to trim the nail out of that whole, in this case, lateral nail border. It's not just enough to just trim the corner out. We got to trim the whole lateral border out. So we come in here with our instrument called English anvil. All right, all the way back to the root of the nail. Okay, and then this is his first time, so people was, well, why don't you do the procedure to keep the nail from growing back? Because he doesn't need that as long as he learns how to trim his nails correctly or have someone do it for him. Then he shouldn't have this problem again. If he continues the bad habits, then yeah, we'll be back. Grab it with a forceps, alligator roll, out it comes. All in one piece. So you see here, if you look at it real close now, right? You can see where it steps down, right? So you couldn't get all that.
Right.
All right, so you leave this part hanging, this comes in, yeah. Because this was the reason why he didn't trim this, because this is under the skin. Right. You can't get it with your standard nail clipper that you
see
get
it,
from
yeah.
the 7-Eleven or wherever you get it from. All right. So that's why you can't. That's why we see these a lot, much more so in teenagers than the other age group because of that particular problem. All right. Now we're going to clean it out.
So, él mostró donde el niño paró de, digamos, cuando se cortó la uña, solamente puede ver hasta acá, ¿verdad? Pero todo esto, lo que está debajo, lo que él no podía ver, no puede cortar. Entonces ahí es cuando empieza a crecer hacia abajo y la piel empieza a crecer hacia encima. Entonces ahorita me mostró toda la uña que él no vio, que estaba debajo. Pero dice que es un problema en común en los adolescentes, porque no saben. Yo tampoco.
Yo tampoco.
The new nail clippers that they came out with?
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, they're kind of crazy.
Not do that.
They're kind of crazy. He's got a little bit of a granuloma here. You see that? Oh, that red, that real dark there?
Yeah.
That's not blood. Those are blood vessels. Granuloma. And I'm going to trim some of this out. There. There we go. Granuloma's out. Okay. So now we've got a clean wound bed, or clean nail bed, that is. All right. So notice that the nail bed is intact. There's no cuts in it, or anything like that. That's because as we went in with the tool here, we went up with it instead of down or straight. Because if you do that, sometimes you can accidentally nick the nail bed. All right. So here, okay. I'll clean out a little bit more of this granuloma here. If you got a real big granuloma that's real deep, as long as you got the nail out, if you can't get 100% of it out, that's okay because it will dry out on its own. Now that the irritating nail is no longer there. Spray, please. Okay. And so now we got the nail here. Nail bed's clean. The nail fold. We check. We make sure we got all the pus out. No pus draining anymore. All right. Didn't have much to begin with, so that's good.
Right.
Okay. So now he goes home. Tomorrow, you start the soaks, warm water, Epsom salt, put the medication on, Band-Aid every day. You have to do the soaks twice a day. You got to get this to dry out and for the swelling to go down. That's where the Epsom salt soak comes in. Of course, an antibiotic and the Band-Aid to keep it from getting infected. We'll follow up in a week, make sure everything is okay. And so, again, we'll have the continued education. And it's continued education, especially with teenagers,
Right.
about making sure that the nails grow out long enough, and this nail needs to grow out to about here. Okay, again, and straight across. Don't try to round the corners off.
Right.
All right. He gets into those good habits, he'll never have to do that again. Okay, there's our medicine here.
Okay, entonces empezando mañana, él puede ya, antes le hicieron hacer el baño de sal. Ok, va a hacer eso 2 veces al día. Ok, empezando mañana hace eso 2 veces al día y ya se puede poner el medicamento, una cremita y una curita. Ok, y le vamos a volver a ver en una semana para asegurarnos que no hay infección y que todo está bien. Ok, él dijo que si él forma el hábito de cortarse las uñas bien, ya no va a volver a pasar. Y tiene que dejar que todas las uñas se crezcan, como yo le dije, hasta la orilla. Porque muy cortito, están todas, las piezas están muy cortitas.
Okay.
The compression band to control the bleeding.
Para el dolor.
You're going to give him something for pain?
He doesn't need it. The reason why he doesn't need any pain medication, not prescription anyway, because there's no cutting of the skin.
Okay.
No, there's no blade or anything like that.
No le ha cortado dentro de la piel. Él solamente da cuando usted le puede dar algo en la casa si quiere. He can take something at home.
Yeah, if he needs it, Tylenol or Motrin or something. He's a big kid. So, but he's probably not going to need it again because there's no cutting of the skin. There's no blade. There's no knife. There's no injury to the skin. All right, so the only thing that was removed was the nail, and a little bit of that hanging granuloma, which doesn't have innervation in it anyway. So all that's gone. So everything that was causing the problem is gone. Everything that remains is not injured. So you shouldn't need any pain medication.
Okay. Dice que no es necesario, pero si quiere le puede dar algo en la casa, pero no es necesario que él le dé medicina porque dice que todo lo que le estaba pasando.
This is Kevin Jefferson, the DC Foot Doctor. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like it with a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you will know when a new video has been uploaded. Share it with your family and friends. If you leave a comment or a question, it may be featured in a future video. But most importantly, take care of your feet.